Hi Scorpio, welcome to your mid-January 2022 general love reading. This is your girl Mermaid Skills Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is a general love reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or any other strong placement for the sign of Scorpio. This will not resonate with every Scorpio that watches this message, and because this reading is general, not every single message may be for you. So please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else who needs to hear that message. If this reading is not for you at all, Scorpio, I highly suggest checking out your other signs in different placements. Hi, Crosswatchers, you're very welcome here if you're interested in a Scorpio. Who wouldn't be? I'd like to remind Scorpio and Crosswatchers that energy is fluid, and this simply means you may feel like I'm describing a certain situation in the reading where you feel the roles are flipped or reversed, and that's completely okay. You are more than welcome to use your own discretion to flip those roles if that resonates with your specific situation the most. Alright Scorpio, let's get this reading started. I will be using my sound bowl to clear and set the energy as always. So if you are listening to this using headphones, I do suggest turning it down a little bit just for this part because I don't want your ears to hurt. So let's get this going. Alright, so let's see what's happening for my Scorpios mid to end January in love and romance, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, or anyone dealing with the Scorpio. For this reading, I am tuning into an energy that's in or around your energetic field of someone that has romantic feelings or intentions towards you at this time. Whether you are single or you're taken, whether you are together with this person or apart, let's see who's coming through for your reading and why and what will be happening. Tell me what's happening, Spirit. Around, ooh. Okay, so with this reconciliation card, who else had this? I believe it was Virgo. So some of you have Virgo in your chart, or if you're dealing with a Virgo, check out the Virgo reading to see if there's messages for you there. But it says someone from your past is returning to your life, and this is a theme that's going on now with Mercury retrograde. And yeah, I feel Scorpio, I'm hearing they had no choice but to return. Interesting. I wonder if they thought, that time apart from you would give them more clarity, would it help them see, maybe, I don't know, that there were other fish in the sea, or that there would be it was better for you two, but perhaps the space or time apart was necessary in some ways. I think someone has really done a lot of reflection, growing, healing to be in alignment with you, or vice versa, right? And now you guys are in alignment with each other to have a reunion that is going to be something that one or both of you have been really yearning for, wanting for, but knew it wasn't the right time before. I don't know if COVID or the pandemic had anything to do with this separation, especially if you guys are at a distance from each other. But I do feel that someone has been waiting to come back for a very, very long time. And here they are. I know for some of you this isn't, your message because you're done with the past or whatever, and maybe this isn't your reading. But this is something I feel that has been a pull for one another. And I do feel that there is a contract that exists, or else they wouldn't be coming back. There is some sort of unfinished business. There is some sort of purpose to this reunion that Spirit is bringing attention to. I just saw the letter R, first, middle, last initial, or two R's could be in someone's first, middle, or last name. May mean something to you, does not have to be. But here's reconciliation for you, Scorpio. So let's go ahead and see what the tarot has to say. And with the tarot, I'm going to ask, how does this person feel about you right now? What do they think about you? What do they like about you? What do they not like about you? What do they like about the connection that they have with you currently, and what do they not like about it? And what are their highest hopes and deepest fears in regards to this connection with you, Scorpio? Okay, yeah. Wow. I feel you were the one to put an end to this. Definitely. For reasons that were very much validated. You feel like you weren't getting enough. they weren't doing enough at the time that you were deciding if you should stay or go, and something really solidified for you that they were just not ready. You had to move on until they kind of woke up, until they realized, until they did something to change their behaviors, their patterns. Let's keep going before I get into that too much. Wow. Yep. Okay. So, Scorpio, bottom of the deck, Four of Cups, Cancer energy. You could be dealing with the Cancer. You could have Cancer in your chart. Does not have to be the case in order for this reading to resonate. Different messages I'm getting from this card. So for some of you, I really feel this is kind of what fell out of place for you guys, was that there was too much complacency with, I feel this person got comfortable because they didn't, for some reason, have motive to change, to, I don't know. I feel, Scorpio, that you were waiting for this person to almost like prove you wrong in the past. That, you know, whatever they were going through, even if it was just like a plateau, even if it was just like a stale, stuck type of energy, that they would make it through it. But they didn't, you know, they were still not changing. They still were not doing the things that you needed to see from them that would make you feel it was worth staying in. And even some of you, quite simply, just kind of fell out of the connection. You didn't feel the same way that you once felt about this person. And I feel that with this Four of Cups, you just eventually got tired of the repetitiveness from this person. I don't know, it just, the spark wasn't there. And I feel that's why you guys kind of ended this. I feel that a lot of you, although you enjoyed the times you had with this person, they weren't stepping up to the plate when you needed them to step up. And I feel, I don't know, like there was a lot of boredom in the connection, maybe because they weren't doing what you needed them to do. And I also feel that if this is for this person during the time you guys have been apart, they did some serious adjustment as far as, I think at first when this ended between the two of you, they did do a lot of blaming on you, or kind of like, Scorpio ended this, Scorpio took this away from me, and kind of was just like crying over the spilled milk. But something's kind of made them realize, maybe from being alone, maybe from trying to date other people, in some part of the path along this separation, they realized that, you know, they had a part in this falling apart. That maybe, yeah, they recognized when you asked them to do certain things, they would just kind of be like, oh, okay, yeah, we can work on that, we can grow it. But I think they just thought that you would always be around. And that wasn't the case. That was the hard awakening they kind of went through. And honestly, Scorpio, even if they've tried to date, try to talk to other people, it was just kind of like in their mind, you were always in the back of it. And I was like, next, wait, what is missing from all these people? It's not Scorpio. You know, you had that profound effect on them. I feel like, you know, when you guys, towards the end of when you were really connecting with one another, it was a lot of staying at home, watching Netflix, watching movies, cuddling on the couch. But, you know, again, your desire for them or passion for them just started to fade away when they weren't doing enough to make you feel like this was right. Interesting. I kind of want to clarify this Four of Cups to see if I'm missing anything from that. Tell me more about this Four of Cups. Five of Swords. Okay, and the Five of Swords is here twice, so let's talk about this. Yeah, so I feel like when you tried to help them or you tried to express your needs in the connection, they got very defensive and they wanted to avoid that topic, avoid that conversation. I don't know, Scorpio, maybe it brought out something within them that made them feel insecure, made them feel like, you know, you were just nagging at them or picking at them, but that wasn't the case. I think they just combated this in a way that made you feel like you weren't being heard. And it took too long with the Hangman, Pisces energy at the bottom of the deck. So with the things you were not happy with, they would react in a way that was defensive, pushy, angry, and then it would never get resolved. But I think with the Hangman being here, they really recognized that within themselves and realized it wasn't you, it was something within them to make them react that way. Interesting. Okay, so let's get into this. How they feel about you right now, 5 of Swords, Aquarius energy. So, you know, right now in this moment, I feel that they are going through all these scenarios of how you would respond when they reach out, when they come back, when they want to try to work on things with you. There's a lot of conflict here. I think they're trying to talk themselves into it, but then there's that voice in their head that's like, no, Scorpio's not going to respond. Scorpio's not going to reply. What are you thinking? What are you doing? But again, there's a part of their heart that is yearning for you, that is hungry for you, that is desiring you. But I think, you know, however you guys left it off, especially with the 5 of Swords coming out twice, I think it wasn't left on good terms. I definitely feel things were said that shouldn't have been said, that were said out of anger, out of ego. And I think that they really are thinking of a way to address that when they do come back. I do feel this need within them to apologize to you, but how to apologize to you. How can they say it in a way that would really hit the nail on the head of everything they felt during this time of separation when you were apart. With this 5 of Swords of how they feel about you as well. They know maybe when they approach you, it's not going to be all open arms, right? And they have a lot of explaining to do, but they do have something to tell you. And I think this person does generally have a complication with expressing themselves. I think that there are certain anxieties or fears about truly getting to the root of the situation of how they feel and how to really speak that in a way that is not of a fear-based level or a fear-based thinking. So now they're just figuring out and trying to feel out how to say all this to you when they do come back, because I do think the end purpose of this is to get back with you, but they know it's going to be a little bit of a rocky slope, right? Interesting. And they wonder how you're going to receive them, how you're going to respond to them. Do you feel the same way? Have you missed them the way they were missing you? What they think about you is the Knight of Wands, or I'm sorry, the Knight of Swords, or think about the situation. So, yeah, what I feel with this is they know they have the need and this urgency to spill it all out. And I think they realize that it has been a while since you've spoken, maybe since like 5 months ago. For some of you, I'm hearing like September. Maybe a month that resonates with you, doesn't have to be. But it's just the sense of urgency all of a sudden now that because of this time apart, I need to get this off my chest. I need to just say it. And I think they're trying to, again, build up that courage to just go in, to write to you, to call you, to ask you if you guys can meet in person so they can really get it all out there. Because especially if you guys did leave things on words that were not so great, I think they do have a need to really address those things they said and to apologize to you for saying them. And again, I think they are a bit intimidated with approaching you again, Scorpio, because I think they're afraid you're going to be a bit attacking, which is, I don't know if that's even the truth, but this is just what they think of the situation. They do have a bit of a fears over this return, but again, they're building up the courage to put that all aside so they can settle this with you. And even if, you know, you don't accept this, even if you kind of just say, you know, I appreciate the apology, but I have moved on, at least there's something within them that solidified that they tried. I'm seeing a silver car that someone can drive. Just putting that out there for confirmation for someone. I also think that this person may just try to, like, you know, drive to your house and either just knock on the door and be there, or just text you or call you and be like, I'm outside, you know? And maybe they've done that before, and that may be the way they're thinking about doing this again, but it would be a little bit putting you in the place to kind of just have this conversation, regardless if you're ready to have it or not. But they just, again, I just get this urgency need to tell you all this. They can't hold it back anymore. So interestingly enough, what they like the most about you is the Five of Pentacles, Taurus energy, which is a different placement for this spread, but let's just dive into it. First of all, there's 2 5s here. You could be born on November 5th, November 15th, perhaps October 25th for some of you. But this is what I really feel, is that you did hold your boundaries with this person. You didn't give in if you weren't happy with it. You know, there's so many people that go about relationships where they don't feel like they have enough. They feel that they do too much, and it just builds resentment. It builds this feeling of, you know, anger towards this person that is never expressed, but the energy is there, right? But Scorpio, you really showed them that they truly weren't doing anything for you that made you stay. And I think, again, like, there's those sayings about how you kind of have to hit rock bottom in order to see how far down the path you went on that isn't for you. And I think that's really what you did for them. And we see that with soulmate connections. And again, soulmates are not always the people like Disney fairy tale that it's the person you end up being with forever and ever. And they're not even always romantic partners. Soulmates, what I believe in, are the people that you meet in life that teach you something about yourself, that teach you something that is meant to heal some karmic debt that you've been carrying, whether in this present lifetime or in the past lifetime, and help provide the dharma for you to go further on your path of what is meant to be, right? So I very much feel like, Scorpio, you were that person in this other individual's life. You really showed them that, you know, with their patterns and behaviors, they weren't giving enough. They weren't doing enough. And that's kind of what I'm getting with this Five of Pentacles. You know, because I wouldn't, with the placement of how they like you the most, I don't think anyone would like, oh yeah, that someone left me with nothing. No, I think you had to teach them this lesson of how to give. And even if you don't know how to, try. And express those needs, express those wants, express those desires. Others of you, I think you, whether you've been, how you guys met, I don't know, but you've definitely helped them through the worst of times. Maybe even financially, maybe even through those times when they were down and out, you provided that light, that help, that healing to help them overcome some of the darkest situations in their life. And that's what they'll always be thankful and grateful for with you. And that's a part of them that still is so in love with you as well. Some of you guys could be doctors, nurses, or even like light workers, energetic healers, Reiki masters, or even therapists, life coaches, whatever, right? And you do help a lot of people. So what they don't like about you, Ten of Swords, Gemini energy. So yeah, Scorpio, this is where I kind of get the feeling that you really put the end to it. And again, with their comfort from thinking you'd always be there, it was a hard reality that hit them, that you really just couldn't do it anymore with the way they were acting and behaving. I think this person has this mentality, or did for a very long time, of victim mentality. And I think you really tried to pull them out of that hole. Maybe it was depression for some, not all. I'm not a clinical therapist and I do not diagnose anything, but something along the lines of sadness. And it just felt like this person, you know, again, was just complacent with their own unhappiness and not willing to wake up and to see the good that they can do if they were at least to try it. So again, for a while, Scorpio, I do feel like they did, you know, when they were in the saddest times of missing you, there was some anger or resentment around thinking it was you that gave up on them. But that was not the case. I feel that and I see that very clearly here. But with this Ten of Swords, it's the fact that you did end it. And, you know, they have not been the same since. Truly. For the good and the bad, right? From, yeah, they definitely reminisce. I see that with the Six of Cups, which we'll get into in a second. They definitely look back on everything that you guys did do together. They still have the gifts you gave them. They still have, you know, the pictures that you guys had taken together saved to their social media. They never deleted them, I'm hearing. You know, and they still, it was a very, very hard time for them. And they did, for a while, hate the fact that you ended this. But again, I feel that was at the very beginning of all this separation. Also, you know, with this too, they're afraid that no matter what, even if they do try, it's still something you're going to put an end to. Maybe it is, I don't know. But that is something that they are afraid of. And maybe, Scorpio, for some of you, there is something you said that just pierced their heart, that they still think about. And I don't know if you guys said that out of anger or if it was the truth. I don't know. But whatever that, well, the last words I'm hearing you spoke to them still rings in their mind. What they like the most about this connection, Queen of Pentacles. Capricorn energy. So regardless of gender or sex, this is feminine earth energy of providing, of giving, of being solid, of being husband, wife material, that they did see you being a good partner, a devoted partner, a loving partner. And they haven't seemed to meet anyone that was so giving and generous and loyal and stable and grounded like you were. You know, just because of the image on this card too, you're definitely the best in bed, without a doubt. Okay. They love your thickness, or you love their thickness. And men could be thick too. Don't get it twisted. Coming through for someone out there. But yeah, I just really do feel, Scorpio, you were their rock. And they do miss that about having you in their life like that. But this time around, they're not just going to use your rock to, like, you know, just be comfortable, just to stay in that comfort that you provided, but actually use it to elevate themselves. A lot of you are hardworking too. A lot of you maybe were the ones to bring the most money in, to pay those bills, to do a good job. You know, you like to do a job well done. And anything you do with your friendships, with your work, with your romantic partnerships. And I'm just hearing devoted. You were very devoted. And they miss that. So what they don't like about the connection, and I think this is like what you didn't like about it either, to be honest, is Six of Pentacles, Taurus energy. Yeah, so again, maybe now you're just not giving in to reaching out to them. You're not giving them that saving line, that green light, because you needed the separation. You did too, definitely. That's why you put the end to it. But yeah, I think in general there was a lack of giving and receiving in different ways. You know, whether that was the effort they would put into it, especially for someone with the Five of Pentacles as well. Like maybe they lost a job and you gave them some time to kind of like figure it out and they still didn't do it. And, you know, maybe there was something of laziness that you kind of turned off you to them for some. Not all. But also just the lack of effort in stepping up to the plate and meeting you toe to toe with putting the same amount of effort in. But this is the lesson they learned. Definitely for a lot of you. You know, I am getting this feeling too for someone that it really bothered someone that specifically, this is very specific, like on Instagram, that like they were looking at or following or liking certain people's pages that were a bit, you know, inappropriate to do in a relationship. Like no judgment here, but the posts that would be bearing all body that were sexually intended, right? And I think they did feel bad about that. Just a message for someone, and maybe that provides confirmation. But also, Scorpio may be seeing that you're giving attention to others. I don't know, just if you're posting pictures of your body, which go ahead, maybe they don't like the fact people are liking it, commenting on it, putting flame emojis under it or whatever, right? I don't know. Something about it is that they don't deserve you, Scorpio. It kind of fuels their jealousy a little bit. But for most of you, this is talking about the lack of giving and receiving that existed in the connection that made them realize they pushed you away in the first place. Highest hope, Scorpio. The Sun card. So Leo energy. Yeah, the end game, the end goal is being with you, which they imagined and perceived being like what would give them true happiness again. Fortune, success, enlightenment, to show you that they have learned from their ways, that they have changed, that they want to be the best for you. Just the end goal is being with you and to be happy in that, successful in that, with their new ways that they've learned, the new patterns that they've developed. To show you that they've really transformed and that they're in a new alignment, a new frequency, a new vibration that they feel ready to meet you at, to bring happiness into your life, to make up for all the crap that maybe happened. But they really just think right now, if I could only have Scorpio, my life would be complete. I'm getting for some of you, there was like a really good summer you two had. I don't know if that was last summer, 2 summers ago, whatever, but they think a lot about that's during that time when they developed and truly fell in love with you. But the deepest fear is 6 of Cups. Scorpio energy. Some of you could possibly be dealing with another Scorpio. So this is kind of tying into both of your energies here, but for their side, that you would just say the past is in the past. Let's leave it there. We've tried. It didn't work. It failed. Let's just leave it where it was. And they would be stuck on only the memories that they have of you, not really calling you theirs, not really, reminiscing on all the ways they could have done this when they had the chance, 2 6s as well, I'm seeing, actually. November 6th, November 16th, October 26th, maybe your birthday. But then for, others of you, which I feel if you related to the role of not seeing enough, like you're afraid that if you were to give this person another chance, it would not change. It would be the same. It would be the past behaviors, the past experiences, and that's something you really don't want to put yourself through again. So that's a fear I feel that you're kind of getting from this whole situation as well. That they definitely have something to tell you. I definitely feel they can't hold it back much more. They've held back enough, and they seem or feel right now this is their opportunity to lay it all out, to at least try. So, Scorpio, to see the likely outcome of this situation, what's likely to happen, unfold, what do you need to know about this person, about this connection to give you a better understanding? We're going to go ahead and take this to Vimeo for the extended reading. I'm going to turn over to this card here to see the likely outcome, what they're likely to do by the end of January. And I'm also going to pull oracle cards just to give you more advice, insight on this person, about this connection, what you should do or what Spirit wants you to know about this situation. So if you'd like to join me for the extended reading, open up the description box and it'll take you, you'll find the link that will take you to the extended reading. But if this is where you depart, Scorpio, I really hope that this has resonated with you in some way. It's given you clarity, insight, healing, and guidance in regards to your love life. If it has, please let me know. Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you, Scorpio, very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care, Scorpio.